The magnificent mansion of Italian millionaire Mr. Rossi was shrouded in an atmosphere of grief. A few days ago, the old gentleman had a heart attack and was rushed to the hospital. Though his life was saved, his health was failing. Lying in his hospital bed, Mr. Rossi summoned his lawyer, his voice weak but firm. He wanted to revise his will. His 3 children, Marco, Sofia, and Luca, along with his loyal butler, Antonio, gathered in the study, their faces a mixture of concern and anticipation. The lawyer cleared his throat and began to read the old will. Everything was to be split equally among the 3 children. But then, the lawyer produced a new document. Mr. Rossi has made a significant change, he announced. The new will leaves his entire estate to a single individual. A wave of shock rippled through the room. Who could it be? Marco, the eldest, had always been the most ambitious. Sofia, the only daughter, was her father's favorite. And Luca, the youngest, though a bit of a wanderer, had a good heart. They looked at each other, suspicion clouding their eyes. Antonio the butler stood silently in the corner, his expression unreadable. The lawyer continued. The sole heir to the Rossi fortune is Antonio, the butler. Gasps filled the room. The children were outraged. Marco slammed his fist on the table. This is absurd. Antonio must have manipulated father. Sofia burst into tears, while Luca simply stared in disbelief. Antonio, for his part, looked just as stunned as everyone else, shaking his head and muttering, "This can't be right." The lawyer held up a hand for silence. "There's more," he said, and a small speaker on the table crackled to life. Mr. Rossi's weak voice filled the room. "My children," he began. "I know this is a shock, but recently I discovered something that broke my heart." He explained that his medication had been tampered with, replaced with pills that would induce a heart attack. I needed to know who would do such a thing. So I set a trap. He paused, and the silence was deafening. I told only one person that I was leaving everything to Antonio, my eldest son Marco. All eyes turned to Marco, whose face had turned ghostly white. Mr. Rossi's voice came through again, full of sorrow, and just as I suspected, shortly after, I received a call. Marco offered my doctor a fortune to declare me mentally unfit. He was so sure the inheritance was his. The real will, my original will, still stands. You will all inherit equally. But Marco, you have inherited nothing but my deepest disappointment. Antonio, my friend, thank you for your loyalty. The rest of you, I hope you learn from this.